Are you ready to dive into a controversial exploration of two figures who cast long shadows in their respective worlds? Brace yourself for a journey through manipulation, secrecy, and the pursuit of power. I am your host Rengoku, and in today's video, we'll uncover the striking similarities between Danzo from Naruto and Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, exploring how both characters have been portrayed as villains in their narratives. Strap in, because we're about to dissect the complex and often dark tactics used by these two controversial figures to achieve their ends. Prideful Maneuvers. Both Danzo Shimura from Naruto and Rabbi Shmuley Boteach are emblematic of pride gone awry. Danzo, with his shadowy grip on ninja politics, sees himself as the ultimate protector of his village, justifying countless unethical decisions. Similarly, Rabbi Shmuley, often a polarizing figure, uses his platform to assert controversial moral judgments, alienating many. Their shared trait of excessive pride often leads them to overlook the destructive impact of their actions on others. This hubris not only dictates their controversial approaches, but also estranges them from allies and followers alike. Danzo's secretive actions and Rabbi Shmuley's outspoken stance solidify their positions at the expense of broader acceptance. Both figures illustrate the perilous balance of power and pride, providing a stark lesson in the importance of humility and inclusivity in leadership. Number 9. Manipulation Masters. Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley share a penchant for manipulation, often using their influence to sway public opinion and decision-making in their favor. Danzo, through his involvement with the Foundation, subtly directs the politics of Konoha, employing underhanded tactics like mind control and assassination to ensure his agenda prevails. Rabbi Shmuley, on the other hand, often leverages his media savvy to manipulate public discourse, particularly in his interpretations of religious doctrine that stir controversy and debate. Their manipulative nature often positions them as puppeteers pulling strings from behind the scenes. Danzo's role in orchestrating the Uchiha massacre and his secret dealings with Orochimaru highlight his readiness to betray his own people for power. Rabbi Shmuley's knack for sparking sensationalized media debates reflects a similar strategic maneuvering, though less violent, yet equally divisive. Both figures demonstrate how manipulation can be a powerful yet dangerous tool in shaping societal and communal landscapes. 8. Secret Agendas. Hidden agendas are at the core of both Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley's actions, often causing turmoil as their true intentions unfold. Danzo's secretive nature is epitomized in his dealings with the Akatsuki and his hidden role in various political assassinations that shape the ninja world's power dynamics. Similarly, Rabbi Shmuley's engagements often reveal a deeper strategy aimed at promoting his own brand of provocative thought leadership, which sometimes detracts from more traditional religious teachings. Their secretive operations serve to protect their own interests at the expense of communal harmony. Danzo's use of the reanimation jutsu during the Five Kage Summit and his bid to control the tailed beasts are indicative of his personal ambitions, overshadowing collective well-being. Rabbi Shmuley's behind-the-scenes lobbying for controversial topics serves a similar personal agenda, often causing ripples across communities he interacts with. Both demonstrate the complications and fallout of leading with hidden motives. Number 7. Controversial Legacies. The legacies of Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley are mired in controversy due to their uncompromising and often extreme stances. Danzo's tenure as the head of the Foundation left a dark imprint on Konoha, marked by his authoritarian methods and the sacrifice of many innocent lives for what he deemed the greater good. Rabbi Shmuley's outspoken views on issues like marriage and sexuality have similarly polarized opinions, drawing criticism from both secular and religious communities. These legacies reflect the deep divides they fostered within their respective communities. Danzo's role in the tragic life of Itachi Uchiha and his manipulation of Sai and other young ninjas created lasting distrust and bitterness within the Leaf Village. Meanwhile, Rabbi Shmuley's break from traditional Orthodox practices in favor of a more celebrity-centric approach to Judaism has led to significant backlash and debate about the authenticity and integrity of his teachings. Both figures leave behind a complex blend of admiration and censure, highlighting the contentious impact of their leadership styles. 6. Unyielding convictions. Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley are driven by their unyielding convictions, which they often impose on others regardless of the consequences. Danzo's belief in the necessity of sacrifice for peace led him to make countless controversial decisions, like his involvement in the tragic fate of the Uchiha clan and his experiments with Hashirama's cells to enhance his own power. Rabbi Shmuley, with his bold claims and confrontational style, holds firm to his interpretations of Jewish law, often clashing with more conservative elements within the Jewish community. Their staunch ideologies often result in rigid leadership styles, marked by a lack of flexibility and empathy. Danzo's insistence on using Shisui Uchiha's Kotoa Matsukami to manipulate others for the supposed greater good, and his deployment of reanimated shinobi during critical conflicts are testaments to his severe approach to governance. Similarly, Rabbi Shmuley's public disputes with other religious figures and his aggressive promotion of his books and talks illustrate a similar inflexibility, impacting his relationships and reputation within the religious sphere. Number 5. Strategic sacrifice. Both Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley demonstrate a willingness to sacrifice others for what they perceive as the greater good. In Danzo's case, this is most clearly seen in his orchestration of the Uchiha clan's massacre, believing it necessary to prevent a larger conflict within Konoha. Rabbi Shmuley has been known to sacrifice personal relationships and traditional values in his pursuit of a more modern, media-friendly form of religious expression, often at the cost of alienating long-standing supporters. These acts of sacrifice are intended to serve higher goals, yet they frequently come at a high moral and ethical cost. Danzo's decision to eliminate Sasuke Uchiha as a potential threat, and his general readiness to dispose of those he deems liabilities, reflects a utilitarian philosophy that values results over individual rights. Similarly, Rabbi Shmuley's readiness to part ways with conventional orthodox practices in favor of controversial, headline-grabbing statements sacrifices the traditional cohesion of his community for the sake of broader influence and recognition. 4. Divisive figures. Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley stand as divisive figures within their worlds, often fostering division and strife through their actions and beliefs. Danzo's secretive undermining of Tsunade's authority as Hokage and his numerous plots within the shadows of Konoha sowed distrust and conflict among the village's ninja. Rabbi Shmuley's vocal criticism of other Jewish leaders and his unconventional approach to religious discourse similarly create rifts within the Jewish community as he challenges long-held norms and practices. These divisive tactics are hallmarks of their leadership, characterized by the belief that their controversial methods are justified by the outcomes they aim to achieve. Danzo's instigation of internal conflict within the ninja ranks, particularly through his influence over the younger generation, like Sai, and his actions during the Uchiha Purge, demonstrate his willingness to fracture community cohesion for perceived security. Rabbi Shmuley's polarizing public appearances and debates often alienate more traditional followers, while drawing in a newer, sometimes less religiously inclined audience, reflecting a similar pattern of stirring division to foster change. Number 3. End justifies the means. Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley embody the philosophy that the end justifies the means, a principle that leads them to take extreme measures in pursuit of their goals. Danzo's role in sealing the decision to eliminate the Uchiha, his manipulations of the 5 Kage summit, and his willingness to experiment with forbidden jutsu are driven by his vision of a secure and powerful Konoha. Rabbi Shmuley's use of sensational media tactics and his frequent forays into politically charged debates are motivated by his desire to reshape modern Jewish thought and practice. This philosophy underpins many of their most controversial actions, often causing significant collateral damage. Danzo's use of the impure world reincarnation technique and his exploitation of the Uchiha's Sharingan for personal gain are examples of his pragmatic yet morally ambiguous strategies. Rabbi Shmuley's sometimes abrasive engagement with the media and his willingness to confront and challenge orthodox religious figures without regard for traditional decorum illustrate a similar utilitarian approach, prioritizing impact over method. The 2. Power and influence. Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley are adept at wielding power and influence, though their methods and areas of influence differ significantly. Danzo's control over the Anbu Black Ops and his clandestine involvement in key political events showcase his deep integration into the hidden mechanisms of ninja governance. Rabbi Shmuley's influence stems from his high-profile relationships and his knack for staying relevant in the media, using his platform to address and influence a broad audience on religious and ethical issues. Their mastery of power dynamics is central to their roles. Danzo's manipulations during the Uchiha crisis and his strategic alliances with figures like Orochimaru exemplify his use of power to shape political landscapes. Rabbi Shmuley's engagement with celebrities and his prolific authorship demonstrate his ability to use cultural influence to sway public opinion and religious discourse. Both figures utilize their positions to achieve their visions, albeit in vastly different contexts, highlighting their complex relationships with power and authority. Number 1. Ambiguous morality. At the top of the list, the ambiguous morality of Danzo and Rabbi Shmuley is perhaps their most defining similarity. Danzo's readiness to sacrifice the few for the many, as seen in his countless controversial decisions throughout the Naruto series, paints a picture of a man whose moral compass is guided by a deeply flawed utilitarian ethic. Rabbi Shmuley's approach to moral and ethical questions often blends traditional religious teachings with modern sensibilities, sometimes resulting in a moral ambiguity that leaves followers both intrigued and perplexed. Their moral complexities challenge their respective communities to reassess their values and the impacts of their leaders' decisions. Danzo's involvement in the darker aspects of ninja politics, such as the suppression of the truth about Itachi, and his role in the painful histories of characters like Kabuto, showcases the deep moral compromises he is willing to make. Rabbi Shmuley's controversial stances on issues such as relationships and spirituality similarly provoke discussion and dissent, illustrating the intricate dance between morality, leadership, and influence. As we conclude our exploration into the intriguing parallels between Danzo from Naruto and Rabbi Shmuley, we hope this discussion has offered you a new perspective on the complex roles they play within their respective narratives. Remember, the portrayal of characters as villains often reflects deeper societal questions and challenges us to think critically about morality and influence. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the darker aspects of character dynamics. Until next time, keep delving into the stories that provoke thought and challenge perceptions. Farewell for now, and until we meet again, may your viewing experiences continue to inspire deep reflection. See you next time.